Rarely in a Cruisin episode do I get to listen to a song that I like this much. This is one of Ellen's favorites too. And it's by Musiq. Musiq with the Q. Musiq, Soulchild, that is. Trying to pressure you, I just can't stop thinking about you. You ain't even really gotta be my girlfriend. I just wanna know your name. Maybe sometime we can hook up, hang out, just chill. No pressure. No pressure. You don't gotta be my girlfriend. Just hang out. Just chill.
Why do you like this song so much?
Why do I like this song?
Yeah.
It is groovy. Now I said that with too much of a 70s
Yeah, I felt like that too.
Marsha Brady. No, it's got this amazing groove. The whole rhythm section is just like this loose, funky, like get your shoulders, just kind of groove, you know?
Anything special music theory-wise about this song?
Oh wow! Thanks for asking, hon. She doesn't really care. She just likes the song. She wants me to shut up so she can listen to the rest of the song uninterrupted.
It's not the radio, so it's okay. I can always just go back.
It's true. It's true. So, nice thing with this song is, like I said, it's the groove. But you know, there is a theory, a reason why the groove is so grooving. Believe it or not, people who have experience like playing in a rhythm section know how important it is for the drummer and the bassist to kind of be on the same page in terms of how they want to approach the patterns in the song, the rhythmic patterns in the song, and the riffs, and the specifically the drummer has like a ton of control, and the way that the drummer can kind of dictate the way the groove feels. In this particular case, you can hear the way that the it's not a real drummer, it's actually like a programmed drums, but you can hear the hi-hat. Listen to the hi-hats. Oh, it's just ending. But the hi-hat, if you listen to this song, it's called Just Friends, Sunny, by Musiq Soulchild. The hi-hat is late. It's late. So it's like 1, 2, 3, do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the hi-hat goes. I'm exaggerating a little bit.
It's a little draggy.
So try it again. Try it again. I'll do the actual hi-hat rhythm. It goes. No. There we go. Like that, right? It's draggy. Because it's late, it makes it feel like it's like
Just more chill.
it's chill. It's like it's just getting out of bed, right? So the hi-hat rhythm. I mean, people who know rhythmic theory, they understand that you have a measure. It's divided into its main beats, right? And those main beats are usually quarter notes. There's usually 4 quarter notes per measure. And each one of those quarter notes can be further subdivided into eighth notes. And those eighth notes can be further subdivided into 16th notes. In this particular song, you really only have eighth notes in the hi-hat. But instead of it being like at a specific time, right? It's always slightly late, and you can't transcribe that. Or if you could, it would just be really clumsy. You would probably do it like play your hi-hat laid back. You would just write that in, because there's no way to like write that in. It's just like, are you gonna really specify how many percentage of the eighth note you want it to be? You can't write that in.
Is there like a term for that?
It's called laid back.
Laid
Back.
laid back.
Yeah, I mean, there's no classical term for it, you know. I think maybe if Mozart were born today, yeah, he'd probably come up with a word for it, some Italian word, since, I don't know, standard notation kind of took on Italian words and stuff, but no, there's no classical word for it.
How do you say lazy in Italian?
Largo.
Largo.
But the thing is, that usually...
That means slow, right?
That means slow,
Largo.
right. It's usually something that's attached to the tempo of the song rather than the actual lateness in relation to where the actual beat is. So there's a sense in which there is an actual beat in the song, and the hi-hat is always behind it. And, you know, when you program drums, it's very, very easy to do this. If you can, you know, just take all your MIDI notes and the drum programming software you're using and just slide them back a little bit. And Ableton Live, the software I use a lot, there's a whole pool of, they call it a groove pool. You can select one of the grooves out of this pool and apply it to your beat to make everything shift a certain percentage back, like just like that, everything. And so it becomes very automatic, and it's like a nice way to make something seem very, very human, even though it's, you know, very like mechanistic, right?
That's cool. Yeah.
So this has been experimented with for a long time, but you know, it started with real drummers just chilling, just the way that drummers would play, from drummer to drummer even. Like there's a natural groove that, you know, this drummer would play over that drummer. And so like if you're hiring somebody to play drums on your record or like to play in your, you know, your touring band.
But I thought drummers are supposed to keep the rhythm. So who's keeping the rhythm then if the hi-hat man is...
If the hi-hat is slow, maybe the kick drum is on time.
So he's...
Maybe the snare drum is on time. Maybe the bass is on time. It could be something else. The drummer can even be out of relation with himself.
Like his foot, his kick drum
Exactly.
is on... That's like a lot of coordination.
No, but he's not thinking that necessarily. It's actually just...
natural for him.
It's intuitive, right? And if you listen to Questlove, the drummer for the Roots, he actually...
he's really good.
He'll study different drummers' grooves and different groove patterns, if you will, like, or templates of grooves. He'll study it, and he'll make it this very theoretical and heady thing, and he'll approach it that way so that he can fine-tune where he feels like he is not replicating the particular human feel, and
he
try to do it.
He can be draggy too sometimes.
Yeah, and well, that's all intentional. And the reason I bring up Questlove is because he's a music theory nerd. And he is like very, very precise about, and he's very, very articulate too. He like tries to describe and explain everything that he does on the drums as like intentional. But you look at him with his afro and the pick stuck in the fro, and he's just kind of going like this when he's playing. You wouldn't think when you see him that he actually like he plans all of that.
He seems like the type. He went to prom with one of my other favorite singers, Emile Lorieux. I think that's how you pronounce her name. You know, you did hear her song. I sent you her song. Oh man, I don't have her on here. Dang it.
Let's see, you got somebody else though. Warren Lane, he's pretty good.
Oh, I do have Warren Lane on mine.
He's pretty good. But anyway, to wrap up that particular subject, is that, you know, a human sense of groove. A drummer has control over exactly how laid back he wants to play it. The opposite of laid back would be ahead. And right in the middle, right on the beat, the true beat is called on top. And so pop drummers, they're hired specifically to play on top. And then, you know, you have like funky, Motown, R&B, neo-soul, hip-hop dudes. They're hired to be somewhere in between, either on top or laid back. So when we saw Corinne Bailey Rae, his drummer was very, very laid back with his kick drum. Erykah Badu's drummer was very, very laid back with the kick drum. But the rest of his hi-hat and his snare drum approach were usually more on top.
So who would be fast? Jab?
Like ahead, who would play ahead? The drummer from Minus the Bear plays ahead. He's a rock drummer. You don't know Minus the Bear, but Minus the Bear is this like incredible band, and the guitar work is really intricate, which means you might be interested in some of their songs, like right off of that. Other drummers who play like super ahead, it's usually a lot of more punk drummers. That's pretty common, you know, or grungy, grunge drummers. I said grungy, but you know, the grunge genre, you'll see a lot of that. But of course, you know, these are all generalizations, right? You might see that, you might not. But as a rule of thumb, yeah, you have these kind of like spread of genres that also have that spread of interpretation of where their beat subdivisions end up happening. So kind of related to shuffle, kind of related to the swing concept that I talked about in an earlier video when yeah, broke that idea down. But yeah, Musiq Soulchild.
Good stuff.
That song feels like it's like slippery almost, you know? Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
What? What was? Were you trying to end the video? What did you say?
Anyways.
What did you say? I think everybody watching just cringed. What was that? Did you say boom? Like with like a scissor? Like if you said cut, that would have made sense, but you said boom.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. I don't know. Like
Okay.
he's getting uncomfortable, huh? All right. Well, talk to any drummer. Talk to specifically people who are drummers or bassists about terminology for groove. How do they discuss groove? This is stuff that I learned just through the grapevine. No, really, just like from talking to people. So this is not in a textbook, unless there's some cool textbook I don't know about. But yeah, take it easy.